Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and it's time for another Pokemon TCG live online match video here, featuring some Pokemon-GX from the new Burning Shadows expansion. This is actually our first deck of a sort of really well thought out strategy. Well, I shouldn't say that, because as you'll see for the deck this week, it is a kooky, crazy idea, but it is a fun one, let me just say that. Now, in the last video, a viewer named Ivory Bones left a comment asking for a Marshadow-GX deck. So that is what we're going to focus on for today. Marshadow-GX right here, the newly discovered, is it mythical or legendary? I think mythical Pokemon, 150 HP. This is a fighting type. In the video games, it's fighting in ghosts, which is interesting. Now, the ability of Shadow Hunt. This Pokemon can use the attacks of any basic Pokemon in your discard pile. You still need the necessary energy to use each attack. This is very reminiscent of, if you take a look here, the Mew-EX. Let me just type it in and we'll take a look at this. Wait, I do have it. There we go. Mew-EX, the versatile ability. This Pokemon can use the attacks of any Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's. So, as soon as I saw Marshadow's ability in Shadow Hunt, I immediately started thinking some, just one sec here. Marshadow. Immediately started thinking some classic Mew-EX strategies could work pretty well for Marshadow-GX. The first thing that came to mind in the expanded format is going to be Night March. Now, do I show the ones? Why is it Nightmare? There we go. I guess I own each of them. So, Night March. If you're unfamiliar with Night March and what it did, essentially you can see right here on this Jolteon. This attack does 20 damage times the number of Pokemon in your discard pile that have the Night March attack. So, you could have, there were only 3 Pokemon that had this attack. There was Joltik, Lampent, and Pumpkaboo, as you can see here. The idea with this was to have one of these on your bench, because a lot of the Pokemon that have Night March, first of all, Stage 1 might be hard to get in play for Lampent. Pumpkaboo, you need 3 energy. The most useful attacker of Night March was Joltik, but it only had 30 HP. So people would have one of these on the bench. They would have up to 11 of these Pokemon in the discard pile, using things like the Battle Compressor to put them in the discard pile from the deck. And they would have Mew-EX, let's get Mew-EX back up here again, in the active spot, doing the attack of, using Versatile to use your bench Joltik's Night March. So you'd be doing 20 times 11, you'd be doing 220 damage with Mew-EX, which was not bad. Now, of course, Marshadow makes this even more scary, because it works off of a Pokemon in the discard pile. You can have all 12 Night March Pokemon in the discard pile. Marshadow-GX can use that Joltik's Night March from in the discard pile, 240 damage with all 12 of those Pokemon in the discard. Pretty powerful stuff. And given the fact that Marshadow-GX can take strong energy, you can also give it some tools like a Choice Band, Muscle Band, Fighting Fury Belt, stuff like that. You can add even more power to that Night March. So, that is one very good strategy. I ain't gonna be using it, because I'm not a fan of Night March, first of all, and second of all, it's not as fun. Not as crazy and, creative and off-the-wall unexpected as what I have planned. But I'm gonna mention another good way you could use Marshadow-GX. Let us look up, this is actually the first thing that came to mind as far as something that I might have wanted to do. Let's look up a Ray EX. Now, we're not going to look at Luxray, we're not going to look at Mega Rayquaza, we're going to take a look at the ones that I don't own. These two right here. So we have Jolteon-EX and Glaceon-EX. This was another Mew-EX strategy as well, using the Versatile. First of all, Glaceon-EX. We've dealt with this thing before on the channel. Not a super big fan. I mean, Glaceon's cool and all. It is Ice-type, but Crystal Ray. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from Evolution Pokemon. That is brutal, especially because I like to use Evolution Pokemon. This was back in a time when Basic EXs ran the gamut of Pokemon TCG, so it didn't have as much impact on, I guess, more top-tier players, but for someone like me who likes to evolve up from basic stuff, this was a big thorn on my side. Now there is also Jolteon-EX with the Flash Ray attack. Both of them do 70 damage. Both of them take an Elemental and double colorless to use the attack. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. So the idea with Mew-EX was to have, or even just the basic Mew from one of the, was it Fates Collide? I can't remember, one of the more recent sets, that also let you use any of your benched basic Pokemon's attacks. So the idea was you could have your Mew or Mew-EX use whichever of these 2 rays that you need that turn. If the Pokemon on the opposing side are evolved, you can use the Crystal Ray. Otherwise, if they're basics, you can use the Flash Ray. You can keep yourself protected very nicely. Again, Marshadow-GX can do this. discard both Jolteon-EX and Glaceon-EX. Suddenly Marshadow can choose either attack as long as you have the proper energy. All you need is a rainbow energy and a double colorless. And you can use either of those two rays to show 70 damage, even more with some strong energy attached, and prevent all damage done from certain opposing Pokemon, basics or evolutions. That is an awesome strategy as well. I ain't going to be doing it because something I was thinking about was I don't like to use too many EXs, you know? I don't like to use EXs in general, but GXs somehow I'm totally fine with. So I didn't want to put EXs into the same deck as Marshadow-GX, and then it started to sort of, dawn on me another crazy idea that I came up with, and I'll show you that. But before we do that, to show you my deck strategy, even though this intro was way longer than it needs to be, I just want to show off that I have picked up a Charizard EX box. Now, I just said I don't like to use Pokemon EX. Can you see this? Light it up. There we go. We got the full art, not full art, but we got the Charizard EX promo, the super size Charizard EX. I basically got this because I needed to have some more of these booster packs for the pack openings on the channel. I was a little bit behind in getting some of these older sets, like Phantom Forces is in here, and a few other ones there, so I picked this up. What I'm going to do is offer up the code card that came in the Charizard EX box. I don't know if you can read this on camera. I'm going to see if I can get it nice and focused, but my webcam doesn't do autofocus. If you can't make that out, I'll probably put a little feature, a little video, what am I trying to say, a little annotation maybe underneath the webcam so you can see what that code is. Can we get even closer? I think you can probably make that out. So feel free, first come, first serve, enter that code into the shopping cart here in Pokemon TCG Online. Get yourself whatever you get from the Charizard EX box. Pretty sure you're going to get that Charizard EX promo, but you might also get maybe deck sleeves, a deck box, I really don't know. I would have tested this to see, but I can only find out what you get after you redeem the code, and if I do that, you guys can't have that. So anyway, that is where you go. You have to redeem codes, put that code in. Now, let's take a look at the deck that I have assembled for Marshadow-GX, which I'm calling Shadow Strike. So, we've already seen the Marshadow, we know what it can do. I actually didn't talk about the rest of it, though. So, of course, Shadow Hunt, you can use any of your discarded basic Pokemon's attack with the proper energy. Beatdown for 2 fighting and a colorless does 120, and Peerless Hundred Blows GX. This attack does 50 damage times the amount of basic energy attached to this Pokemon. Now, I'm going to try to focus on getting strong energy attached, so I'm not really going to make use of the Peerless Hundred Blows GX, but that's not necessarily the only GX attack I'm going to be making use of. And I'll explain that idea as we check out the other Pokemon. So I've got 3 Marshadow-GX in here. Now, this is going to be crazy. First of all, let's take a look at Oranguru. We've got Oranguru here, a basic Pokemon. Instructability is pretty nice if it's on your bench, or even if it's in the active spot. If you have less than 3 cards in your hand each turn, once per turn, Oranguru lets you draw until you have 3 in hand. So it helps you speed through your deck a little bit. Psychic. 3 energy. Psychic does 60 plus, 20 more damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. If they got something pretty powered up, you can deal some pretty serious damage with Psychic. That's a basic Pokemon, that's a simple attack for 3 energy. Marshadow can use that if Oranguru is discarded. Now then, we'll look at Clefairy in a moment. Let's take a look at good old Spritzee. For 1 energy, Flail does 10 times the amount of damage counters on this Pokemon. Again, Marshadow-GX can use that if Spritzee is discarded. If Marshadow takes some serious damage, we can dish back the same amount of damage, plus anything else we have with strong energy, or as you'll see, I have Fighting Fury Belt in here as well. Now, let's take a look at Sudowoodo. This one's going to be kind of fun as well. I might not use this as much as some of the other... Why are you dancing with all those Trevenant? Anyway, might not use this one as much as I want to use the Clefairy's attack, but for 2 energy, 1 fighting, 1 colorless, watch and learn. If your opponent's Pokemon used an attack during his or her last turn, use it as this attack. Doesn't say you need that energy attached to use that attack, you just use your own fighting and colorless energy, do whatever attack they hit you with, back at them. Now, the piece de resistance for this whole idea here is Clefairy from the Evolutions expansion. Sing. Ignore that. We might have to use that at some point, actually, but Metronome is the move. For 3 colorless, choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. Again, doesn't say you need that energy attached that the opponent's Pokemon has. You just simply need 3 of any energy attached. If I can attach enough energy to our Marshadow-GX, we can choose any of the opposing Pokemon's attacks, which I believe will also include whatever GX attack they happen to have. So that's why we might not make use of the Peerless 100 Blows. Now, I'm pretty sure the way this works, even if we use, we're using Metronome, right? But technically, if we copy a GX attack, I think that still uses our 1 GX attack per game. We'll see how things go, because in the testing, There are no Pokemon GX that the computers use, so I couldn't really see this, but pretty sure it's going to use up our GX attack. That's why I might not want to use Peerless Hundred Blows GX. I don't want to use our GX move until we can use one of the opposing ones. Just completely blow their mind and throw them off their game. So those are the Pokemon we've got. We got 13 in here. Scrolling down to the energy cards, I've got a simple collection of 8 basic fighting and 4 strong energy. Try to power up those attacks even more. And let's take a look at the trainer cards. I've got 2 big Malasadas, healing 20 HP, and 1 special condition from your active Pokemon. A couple energy retrievals, because we're going to be discarding some basic energy, as you'll see in a little bit. I always want to put a couple field blowers in here, get rid of the opposing stadiums, whatever tools they might happen to have. Very useful. You discard up to 2 tools or stadiums in combination, even your own if you really need to. And they're just gone. So 2 level balls to find any of my lower HP Pokemon of 90 or less, which is everyone except Oranguru and the Marshadow. 2 nest balls. Mostly I'm going to be using them to get the Marshadow-GX on the bench, but I could also use it for one of the Oranguru, because I would like to have one benched just to make good use of the instruct ability if I need to. And 2 Professor's Letters. Searching your deck for 2 basic energy, putting them into hand. A couple of random receivers as well, because I got a number of supporters in here. Supporters I don't normally use, but I'll explain the idea behind them as we get to them. A couple super rods, because we're going to be losing some stuff along the way. If we need to put some cards back in the deck, that's a good way to do it. Shuffle back some Pokemon, some basic energy, up to 3 total. Or not up to 3, but 3 total, unless you have less than 3, in which case you put them all back in, but that's a technicality, whatever. Now, 3 Ultra Balls. Usually only I put 2 items, or 2 copies of a single item in here, but I'm going with 3. The idea being, I want to be able to discard a good number of cards from hand. An Ultra Ball is one way to do that. Discard 2 cards from hand, if possible. I'm going to make sure it's those basic Pokemon, get them in the discard pile as soon as possible. And I can use the Ultra Ball to find one of the Marshadow. I can also find the Oranguru if I need it. 2 versus Seekers, of course. Bring back the supporters I'll be using in this particular battle, or several battles. I might want to do a few, based on how long the battles go for. Now, I'll cut the Scorched Earths in here also. Discarding a fighting energy from hand each turn allows me to draw 2 extra cards. Excellent for draw support and speeding up your deck. I love this kind of strategy when I'm using fire or fighting Pokemon. And for supporters, now, I guess, yeah, we'll just talk about the tools first. I got 2 Fighting Fury Belts. Simply put, add 40 HP to your Marshadow, because they have kind of low HP as far as GXs go. 150, but this adds 40 more, and adds 10 more damage to the attacks that your Marshadow-GX is going to be using. Now, supporters, we've got Hala in here. Shuffle your hand to the deck and draw 4 cards, but if you use your GX attack, you draw 7. Which could come in handy, especially if we use a cool opposing GX attack. I can't wait to see how that works out, if it works out. Just gotta wait and see how things play out. Anyway, I have Alima in here as well. Not normally a big fan of Alima. Each player shuffles their hand into the deck, so it's kind of like N in that sense. But then each player flips a coin. If you flip heads, you draw 6, but if you flip tails, you only draw 3. That's not as big of a problem though with Oranguru on my side. Even if we do draw back only 3, play 1 or 2 of those out, Oranguru on the bench can then draw me back up to 3 more, so I'm gaining more cards regardless. So it might work out. I wanted to use Alima because it is one of the Sun and Moon characters, right? I could have gone with, who else could I have used? Judge, maybe, but nah, I want to try a Sun and Moon trainer supporter right here. So we have Lysandre, who is not a Sun or Moon supporter, trainer guy, whatever, but he is oh so necessary for your decks, especially in this. If I want to make use of a cool GX attack and they have a benched Pokemon GX, I can bring it up with Lysandre and then use that attack. Oh, it's going to be so fun to see how this plays out. Okay, Misty's Determination. Discard a card from your hand, which again could be a basic Pokemon to put it in the discard pile. Then you look at the top 8 cards of your deck and choose one of them to put in your hand, shuffle the rest back in. It's cool, it's useful. I'm more than likely going to be using it mostly just to discard a Pokemon. And getting a cool card along the way, that might help out too. And we got N, as I just said. I could have put like another N in here maybe, but N is kind of good because it shuffles the opponent's hand away, especially if they use like a searching attack. Like, how often have I used the Beacon of Alolan Vulpix to have the opponent N my Pokemon back into my deck? I can do the same thing with N. Both players shuffle their hand into the deck and draw back 1 card equal to the number of their prizes remaining. Now, we've got Plumeria, the Team Skull admin. Discard 2 cards from your hand. Again, basic Pokemon are a prime candidate. If you do, discard an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. Simply put, I can slow them down a little bit, get rid of a double colorless maybe, or rainbow energy, whatever happens to be whatever energy they're going for. Just get rid of it. Plus, getting 2 more basics in my discard pile if possible. And I've got Professor Sycamore, discard your whole hand, draw back 7. I've got 2 Skylas to find any trainer card I want from my deck, put it into hand. And we have Sophocles, the Kahuna, not the Kahuna, the Trial Captain of Mount Lanakila. discard 2 cards from hand. Again, basic Pokemon. If you do, draw 4 cards. Pretty useful draw support right there. So that is going to be it for this 15-minute intro featuring the Marshadow-GX deck, using all these basic Pokemon and some pretty crazy combinations and possibilities. And I don't know, the sky is the limit. You know, we got to see what happens. We've got 13 Pokemon, 35 trainers, and 12 energy cards. It is now time. You know what? Let's just go right over here to the verses. We're going to jump right in right now. We're going to see what we can do with good old Marshadow. Where are you at? We have Shadow Strike. Did I even name the deck yet? Or tell you the name of the deck? I don't know. But we're jumping in. Looking for the opponent. Who wants to be the first victim of Marshadow-GX? It's going to be Wheezy-X. So, colorless, psychic, darkness, and fairy. Now, as I said, there are some competitive strategies you can use for this idea with Marshadow-GX. Mine is not competitive. If I lose this week, I don't care. I'm going to have some fun. Let's go first, because if we can get Marshadow-GX, it's going to take a couple turns to power it up. Do we mulligan? Nope. We do start off with a Marshadow. Alright, so we have some good setup here. We've got Fighting Fury Belt, we've got Skylet, I can find an Ultra Ball. I'm not putting you down, Clefairy. You're discard fodder. The opponent has 1 Pokemon starting off with. It is a Xerneas. Rainbow Force Xerneas. Interesting. We're going to put the Fighting Fury Belt. We will play Skyla for... what would I like? I think I'll just go for the Ultra Ball. Where are you at? We've got 3 options. They are all in the deck. Very cool. I guess I will Ultra Ball away... oh wait, I didn't put Pokemon Center Lady in here, did I? Whoops. Anyway, we'll put away Clefairy, we'll put away the big Malasada to the discard pile. Choosing an Oranguru, put that on the bench. I can attach the Fighting Energy to Marshadow-GX. If I really wanted to, I could Field Blower away my own tool, but I don't want to do that. I could do that for maximum Instruct possibilities, but I'll just draw 1. Finding another Clefairy. Why did my Marshadow get hit? Anyway, I can't attack on the first turn, of course, so we're going to end it there. Next turn, I can play a Lima, get a whole fresh hand of cards. So, what does Wheezy-X? Hello! I will greet you, or return your greeting, with a hello. So, let us see what the Rainbow Force... oh, not bad! Now, we're going to see dual types on the bench. Could see Volcanion, EX, we got... what else? What other types are there that are basics? Never mind, we got Joltik, a Pawniard. Okay, these can all evolve into dual types, except of course for the Oranguru. It's gonna be interesting. It does take a fairy and double colors to be able to hit me though. So it does 30 plus each different type of Pokemon on the bench. So that could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's painful. 180 plus 10 more, 190. That's enough to take down Marshadow in 1 hit. That ain't good. But they're powering that one up. They must have some sort of a switch possibility. So we have a Super Rod. We're not going to use that. We're just simply going to Elima. Shuffle away and see what we happen to find. We've got a Heads. Okay, that's not bad. Have another Ultra Ball. So first what I want to do, attach a Strong Energy. I'm going to play out the Scorched... should I... let me think here. What's the proper way? I'm going to play the Scorched Earth. If I Ultra Ball now, I can take a card out and then use the Scorched Earth to get 2 more. But I don't want to lose my 2 supporters, so I'm going to Scorched Earth for starters. Draw 2 more cards. We have another Oranguru and a Spritzee. That I can actually work with. Discard both of these and grab another Marshadow-GX. The other one is Prize, it looks like. Alright, that's fine. We can now use Instruct. Draw 1 more card, getting another Skyla. So, look at our options right now. We can Sing. As I said, we're probably not going to use Sing, but we just use Sing. Stay asleep. Yes! We are in a good spot for the time being. Unless they have a switch card, as I said. There's the first of the dual typings. Okay, we have a Dark and Metal type on the bench over there. Do we see the evolved Joltik into Galvantula? Looks like we might not. I could probably play Skyla for a Professor's Letter. How much damage can you take? You have to take 120. We can take you down with a Beatdown. We could also power creation, 80 plus. We can do 110. Thank you. I'm going to send a nice little happy face because I have a good deck. Although, that remains to be seen. Can we actually do some damage here? Sycamore, discarding the entire hand away. We're probably going to see the Galvantula in this case. Might also see a switch card, which would be kind of bad. Max Elixir. Oh, they're just adding so much energy onto that bench over there. Oh, no, they're not. Max Elixir is a failure, unfortunately, for my opponents. And they wake up this time around. Alright, so we will Skyla. Let's grab ourselves a Professor's Letter to get some more energy in hand. I could Ultra Ball it away, but I want to, use one to attach and use one for the Scorched Earth. So here's where we're going to see some pretty crazy options. In fact, if I get Sudowoodo, which I didn't, I was hoping for, could have done something kind of interesting, although not this turn. Look at all my options out. I can Beatdown, I can Peerless Hundred Blows GX, Psychic. What would that do? 60? No, that wouldn't do enough. I could Metronome, I could Flail, I could Sing. I just Beatdown. Now, if they can't get another Xerneas on their bench, then they probably, I don't think they can take me out, so... Oh wait, Jolteon comes up instead. I want to keep that Xerneas on the bench powered up and ready to roll, it looks like. If I could find my Lysandre, that would be awesome. A Choice Band being added. Oh, that's enough damage now. Oh wait, free retreat, that's why this came up. I see what you're doing. A free retreat Pokemon is always an awesome Pokemon to send up when you lose one of your own Pokemon, because then you have time, as the opponent here, Weezy-X, is doing. Get yourself set up, and once you're ready to roll, as we see an Ultra Ball, we're going to see probably the Galvantula, then you can simply do a quick retreat for no energy, and whichever Pokemon you have powered up. Oh, never mind. Volcanion-EX. That's going to be enough power right there. We're about to lose our Marshadow, but I'm okay with that. Special Charge, putting back in... What did you discard so far? Double Colorless, okay. If I could find a way to get Sudowoodo in play, would that even really help me? Not quite. Nice Gold versus Seeker. What you got? Sycamore. Oh, that's an excellent play. You didn't use a supporter yet, did you? So they're going to instruct first. Draw 2 more cards. Now, do we see the Galvantula? Because, wait, did you use Sycamore yet? You might have done it this one. No, you didn't. Okay, I was getting all confused. This turn's taking forever. I'm getting so sidetracked. If you do have Galvantula, your best bet is to retreat first, because I'm sure Galvantula has more than a 0 retreat cost. But with that Choice Band and all those bench Pokemon, you can do enough. Oh no! No, not my Fighting Fury Belt! Come on, man! Be nicer than that. Well then. What I'll probably do, because I think we're about to lose the first Marshadow-GX, I will bring up the Oranguru to take a hit, unless they have Lysandre, which is always a good idea. Especially when you play a Tapu Lele GX, you can choose any supporter you want. Is it going to be the Lysandre? Can't play it yet, of course, you use your Sycamore. No, Guzma. Oh, interesting. That's not a bad play, too. It's basically like Lysandre, except the opponent, or sorry, you do the switch of your opponent, you choose one of your bench ones to come up, and then you also get to switch one of your Pokemon around. So we're doing 250? Well, let's send up the Oranguru. Scary thing here is whichever Marshadow I start to power up, we're simply going to bring up with the Guzma. So I could play Plumeria. I think is the way to go. We'll play Plumeria, we'll get rid of Ultra Ball and N. Get rid of one of those fairy energies here. Is it really going to slow things down? Probably not. They can just attach one more energy. Let's give this to good old Marshadow number 1. I could have instructed there, but I didn't want to simply because I forgot. I'm all distraught. Can't do anything. Look, there's the energy they need. And we're going to see Guzma. Now, what's really cool with Guzma in this case, they can simply retreat into their Jolteon. Well, not retreat, technically, but switch into the Jolteon, which can then freely retreat. That ain't good for me. In fact, it ain't good for any of the opposing Pokemon. Opposing trainers, I mean to say. So here we see the free retreat cost. I'm playing another match. We haven't seen enough power out of our Marshadow-GX yet. We're just seeing devastation to the rainbow force of Xerneas. Alright, let's go, Oranguru. Why not? We are going to do this. Energy retrieval. We can play Sophocles, discard those 2 energies, and draw 4 more cards. We got ourselves a random receiver. Let's just take a look at what this is giving us. We have a Sycamore. Might help us on the next turn. Now, of course, if they have another Guzma or another one of those special Gold Rim versus Seekers, we're pretty much done. Wait for it. Did I call that one or what? Alright, Guzma comes back. That is the match. I'm going to let them get the knockout, though. I'm not going to concede this one. Go ahead, play your cards. All you need to do is play Guzma, treat your Joltik, and attack. There's Guzma. Click. Alright, so you see the switch around. Retreat and go for the Rainbow Force. You do. Clever, of course. I'm going to say, you have a good deck. Let me say the comment. No, he doesn't know he has a good deck now. That's like the worst thing that could have happened right there. But, as I say, not letting that one get us down. We still got how many points? We got 1 point for that. 1 lightning bolt. We're going again. I'll try one more match, see if we can get some cool stuff going on with our Marshadow-GX. Fig Stomp. Firegrass Psychic. Fig Stomp, called in Coin Flip. It's cool style you got going on over there. Oh, lose a Coin Flip. Can we go first? Of course we can. But we get to attack first, which is possibly good. Well, we don't have what we need, but we got ourselves... We get a Nest Ball, actually. With Skyla. We also have Scorched Earth as an option. I could leave Clefairy up there to take hits while we power up, too, is the thing. We see a Turtonator-GX. Interesting. Sadly, we can't use that GX attack of our own. Attach 5 fire energy from discard pile to your Pokemon. We see N. Okay. That'll help me out a little bit. We have a Choice Band added to the Turtonator-GX. That's scary. Marshadow. We got a Nest Ball as well. Plumeria. Hey, no energy attached yet, though. We're going to Nest Ball for an Oranguru, first of all. Just for some possible Instruct support. Pardon me, I am just slightly dying. I'll put the strong energy onto our Marshadow-GX. I was going to say, we could play Plumeria to discard this Spritzee, but they don't have any energy yet. Let's just draw a couple of basic energy to get the deck thinned out a little bit. Lessen the chance of getting a basic energy drawn on the next turn. That'll be the end for us. So, what is the opponent going to do next? The moment they play an energy down, I'm going to play Plumeria, just simply discard Spritzee. We don't see GX Lurantis. It is Sunny Day. The attacks of your grass and fire Pokemon do 20 more damage. Solar Beam does 80. Okay. Another N. Alright, so basically our Professor's Letter was wasted, but at least that's one less card we're going to draw back after the N shuffle. Level Ball. Can we make use of that? I would like to be able to discard stuff. I wonder what their strategy is here. Well, I can level ball 4. Which one do we want to get? I'm going to say probably Sudowoodo will be interesting. Now, we still need to find a way to get ourselves a way to discard these cards, though. Let's just give this to Clefairy. See if we can sing this thing to sleep. We'll get rid of the Choice Band with our Field Blower if we want to. But we're just going to try Sing. Turtonator will have nothing of it. No singing allowed for poor little Clefairy. Because they need a double color to be able to hit me. It'll be interesting if I use Shell Trap. Kookier, they're going to do 20 more damage. Oh, wait, if they double colorless, they've got my Clefairy. Oh, no, not quite. Where's my Plumeria when I really need her now, right? Okay, strong energy onto our Marshadow-GX. I can slow things down a bit. I'm going to play Lysandre to bring this one up, I guess. And I don't want a Field Blower just yet. I'd like to get rid of 2 things if possible. And the Sing fails again. Oh, we're having a good old time today, everybody. However, next turn, I can retreat the Clefairy. I kind of want to have it like get knocked out though, because that's the whole idea. Put it in the discard pile. Like if I could just find something that, like any of my supporters that would discard stuff from hand. I've got like 4 in the deck. Burning energy. Interesting. Plumeria, where are you? I need you right now, girl. Trainer's Mail. Oh, that's bad. When Trainer's Mail fails you, what will not? You know? What more is there? So they do have an option. They got a Versus Seeker. They did just use Sycamore, did they not, though? I think they did. Or no, Kookier? They used something. Not bad. Super Scoop Up. Taking that Turtonator back into hand. Now this one comes up, and it can hit me for the 20. And Kookier was played. Okay. Alright. Here's where things get interesting. Very interesting. Watch this. Attach this energy. I will get rid of both of their choice bands just because. And with nothing more to do, we're going to use our Metronome of Clefairy. I'm going to choose to use Bright Flame. Discard 2 fire energy from this Pokemon. Forget that. I have no fire energy attached. Forgot about Shell Trap. But we got 2 prizes off of that. That's something. I got a Fighting Fury belt as well. Very cool. No, wait. Did that apply? That must have been it. Maybe they didn't play Kookier that turn. So I saw they did the 40 damage, but like... I don't know. I got all sidetracked. We have another Lurantis in play. Okay. So 100 HP. Solar Beam does 80. We could just simply use the Metronome again and use their Solar Beam against them. I could also just go for the Beatdown, but I kind of like using their attacks against themselves. What is this? Discard all energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. I could try to use that. Ooh, a switch. Interesting. So let's go ahead and put a Fighting Fury belt down here. Give me something I can discard card. Come on. That's not it. But I'm just going to go ahead. Come on, Hala. I'm only going to get 4 cards. Yeah, I understand that. But I've got Oranguru to help me out. I can at least heal a couple HP off there. 20 damage. I want to save this for another Marshadow. I can end next turn, or a Lima too, so we got some options there. Hang on, before I attack, this thing hit me for 110, which is a knock... No. Not a knockout just yet. We have that Fighting Fury belt. And that's the most it can do. Hang on, what else does it do? This attack does 50 damage for each prize card you've taken. So, okay, we're in a good spot here. We can simply go for the Beatdown. We can slow things down with Metronome now. Or, sorry, Sing. But let's just beat down. Get another prize card. 190. I'll take it. Get ourselves Energy Retrieval. So we do see... Oh, wait, no, they're going to use the GX move. Oh, no, we're going to lose all of our strong energy. Nope. I forgot you do more damage with that thing. Oh, well. I'm having fun. You guys having fun? This is a crazy match. So, what have we lost so far? Marshadow, and... I don't want a Super Rod just yet. I am going to... I can end them down to 3. Here's my options. I can end, we'll both go down to 3 cards in hand, or I could a Lima, take a chance on getting 6, but I also give them a chance of getting 6. I'm gonna end. Yeah, I understand I'm losing cards, but I've got Oranguru on my side. This didn't help much. I'm gonna drop the Scorched Earth, we'll use Instruct. Give me a Pokemon. That's not a Pokemon at all. Well, this is the end of this match. Nothing more to be done. Wait a minute, hang on. I forgot about the Scorched Earth. We're not out just yet. Let's drop a strong energy here onto our Marshadow. We're going to let the Oranguru take a hit, sadly enough. But the fight is not over. Do you go for the knockout? You can Heat Blast for 130. Sorry, 150, because each of these is cumulative. Each Lurantis adds 20 damage. Don't get a Lysandre. You don't need a Lysandre in every deck. Acerola. Interesting choice. None of you guys have any damage. Acerola is kind of cool. You play her, and any Pokemon you have with damage on them gets drawn back into your hand, with all the cards attached going back as well. So they just heat blasted for 110. Can we somehow make use of that? I'm going to attach... Did we lose a bunch of strong energies? I think we lost the other 3. Yes, we did. So we'll put this onto Marshadow. I'm going to Sycamore. Draw me 7 new cards. Okay, so they heat blasted for 1... Well, I could do it for 110. I could... Well, I can put Sudowoodo in the discard pile. We're gonna do that. We're going to Ultra Ball, Sudowoodo, and we'll get rid of the Oranguru. It's basically our last stand with Marshadow-GX anyway. Let's grab the other Marshadow-GX. We'll bench it. And to speed through the deck a little bit, we'll just play our random receiver, get a Lima. Can we find anything else to help us at all? We can Scorched Earth for 2 more cards. Nothing really gonna help us, I don't believe. So let's see here. I can do the Watch and Learn. We'll use their own Heat Blast against them. Not enough for a knockout. Actually, if we had just 1 more strong energy, that would have been a knockout. But they can't. Oh, wait, no, they can't get the knockout on me just yet. Yes, they can, because they took prize cards. Oh, that hurt. So again, as I said at the start, disclaimer, I don't care if I lose. This is just fun to see all the crazy strategies I can pull off. You can use the Metronome from Clefairy of the opposing Pokemon's attacks. I didn't get to use their GX move. Like, I could have, but... In fact, I didn't test that. This is a long video. I want to go 1 more. I want to test and see, using the opposing Pokemon GX attack, does it use my little GX marker? Bear with me as we go into some extended play here. I'm just having fun with this. I love this kind of crazy idea. The advantage with a Colorless and Grass, XXXTW01, with a Rowlet coin. Are you using the Force of Giant Plants? It is not currently banned for... Well, Standard Rotation hasn't switched yet, but it is not currently banned and expanded. That's not until later on in the season. So we'll drop our 2 Marshadow down. We have Ultra Ball to discard the Sudowoodo. We also have a Random Receiver. Alright, this is actually perfect. We can Ultra Ball these 2 Pokemon, put them in the discard, grab an Oranguru. We'll drop this one down. We will attach the Marshadow. I haven't used a supporter yet. I'm going to use the Random Receiver, see who we get. Get Skyla. I'm going to use Skyla to find a Fighting Fury belt, just to sort of thin my hand out a little bit. And also add more HP, that'll be kind of handy too. Drop that on, we'll use the Instruct and draw a couple more cards. Nothing particularly useful. We have Energy Retrieval, which is not useful. We haven't lost any energy yet. Now, if they don't evolve, we can win this one using Peerless Hundred Blows. No, we can't, they're getting a Pokemon. You see it onto the bench. It is a Yanma. Oh, Yanmega. They probably have Revitalizer in this deck. Lily, good use of Lily. Draw until you have 8 cards for your first turn. We get to see the Giant Plant Stadium. Trainer's Mail. We might see it off the Trainer's Mail here. That's twice that my opponent failed to get a trainer with the Trainer's Mail. That is painful when that happens. I mean, it is limited. You only get to search the 4 cards of your deck for a trainer card and take it, but... Oh, come on. It's no fun. I was going to do some damage. Well then, let us see what we can do. I can attach and retreat. Can we do any damage yet? We could sing. I'm just going to sing with the active one. I hit it for 50. Actually resist it. Never mind, we'll sing. Yes! Clefairy can't sing, but Marshadow certainly can. I don't want to picture Marshadow singing for some reason. What kind of song would it sing? Probably Kung Fu Fighting, I'm thinking. So if you can get down to 4 cards in hand, you can Assault Goon. Oh, that... I've done this before. I love this. Play Judge, go to 4 cards. Avoid the temptation to play some of those cards. You can suddenly use Yanmega's attack without any energy required to be attached. Ow! So that does 50, and if I can attach a tool... Oh, sorry. If they have a tool attached, then I could do more. Who could I use? I could start powering up on the bench. I think that is... Well, hang on. Let's see what we can get with our Scorched Earth. There's also Versus Seeker, first of all. Get Skyla back. Let us do that. We'll grab Skyla. And play her out, look for any sort of trainer card. What card do we want to get is the question. Let's grab, I think, N might be the best for the next one. Alright, now we can play the Scorched Earth, or use the Scorched Earth, get these other two cards here. We have an Energy Retrieval, another Basic Energy. So I could watch and learn, and do back 50, minus 20 for the resistance, so only 30 damage. I think Sing is the better option. We're going to get this to Marshadow-GX. And let's sing this thing to sleep. The song fails. I thought you really had a career in singing, Marshadow. I'm sorry, buddy. It just didn't happen. So, let me think. The Beatdown. Oh, let y'all make a break. What does that one do again? Barrier Brick. The attack's damage is affected by weakness, resistance, or other effects on the active Pokemon. 100 and... sorry, just 100 damage? 100 damage. So what's interesting there... If I could get 2 strong energy, I could have done something here to get the simple one-hit knockout. So I think probably our best bet... Well, first of all, let's play Energy Retrieval. I'm going to discard 1. We'll produce 2 cards. We don't have a strong energy just yet, but I can play Misty to discard 1 of the Basic Energy, and look at the top 8 cards, choose one that I want. What do we want is the question. I'm going to grab the Energy Retrieval, so we can get some more draw support with our Scorched Earth. Okay, we'll give this to Marshadow, and we can copy the last move they used. I can use Metronome to use whichever one of their moves. I can do Peerless Hundred Blows GX for 150, 160, minus 20 for 140. That is a knockout, if I did the math right. Not bad so far. Alright, Rowlet, what do you have waiting in the wings? Flying type, wings, get it? I didn't mean that. Oh, there's the giant plant. You had that planned all along, didn't you? No. So, Trainer's Mail. Do we see any way to get an Ultra Ball, perhaps, and get yourself a Decidueye? Did you discard a Decidueye yet? I don't remember. I don't think you did. But you can get yourself a Yanmega. There they are. Okay, fair enough. You could also retreat with the 1 energy. Ultra Ball. Oh, so what do you get? The Break or the GX? Suspense is killing me, folks. You can cut it with a knife. You can cut it with a spoon. It's so... That would be less tension, wouldn't it? None of the above. Oh, no, I can't breathe. Oranguru. But you probably found yourself the grass type you're looking for. Or not. Puzzle of Time. Are you playing 2? I think you're only playing 1. I don't know how this looks visually when you use this for the second option. If you play 1, you look at the top 3 cards of the deck and rearrange them how you like. But if you play 2, as you just saw, you get to take 2 cards back from the discard pile. Don't bring up my Oranguru. It'll take forever to bring him back. Alright, Yanmega Break. They're back in play. But at least we know the Beatdown will take you down, though. So another Judge. Oh, we got some more energy in play, too. And we've got Oranguru. That wasn't a knockout? Come on. Well, let's drop Oranguru. The Psychic attack's not going to help us in this situation because this thing has no energy, so can't do any extra damage. I'll attach this to... Hang on, what do we have for options here? We don't have any sort of switch possibilities. So can't use Skyla to find anything helpful there. Kinda wanna use Skyla. I'm gonna play out the big Malasada, just to use a card in hand. We'll attach the strong energy. I know what I can do. I'll Versus Seeker for Skyla and find a Nest Ball. I can then play that Nest Ball, get a Marshadow-GX onto the bench, and attach that Fighting Fury while getting maximum Instruct support. Where you at, Marshadow? There's only one left in here. The other one is prized, but that is okay. Throw this onto the Marshadow-GX. We'll use the Instruct, draw 3 cards. Level Ball. Let's thin the deck out a little bit here. I should grab a Clefairy. There's nothing more to be done just yet. I don't want to play these down, of course. These are discard fodder. We're just going to end it right here. Let them get the knockout on Oranguru, which does give us Psychic in the discard pile if we really need to make use of it. So with Barrier Break, it's 100 damage. We could do... Still not enough. I'm trying to think. Can we do a bunch of damage that would use their attack against them? No, it's going to go for the Beatdown, I believe, is the best way to go. Oh, wait, is it? Didn't we determine Barrier? Yeah, Barrier Break. What am I thinking? It is not blocked by resistance. If I could somehow get rid of that Forest of Giant Plants, that would be amazing. Because look at this! He's just going to evolve everything into it. Floatstone being attached. Where's my field blower? Alright, we'll take that. So 100. How did I get the knockout on that last one? I lost track already. Will the Nest Ball help us at all? So who do we have in the discard pile? We got Clefairy and Sudowoodo. I want to get them out of my hand. I'll also play Nest Ball. What else can we find? Another Oranguru just to thin things out? Yeah, we'll do that. So let's Instruct with the first one. Find myself another Strong Energy, maybe? Yes. Do I attach it? So, what can we do right now? We could copy that attack back at it. We could beat down for 150. Again, how did I get that knockout? 100, 120, 130. Whatever, I can't do the math right now. I'm just going to add more Strong Energy. Let's go with another Instruct. Get ourselves another card, thanks to Oranguru. Another Strong Energy for next turn. Let's go with Metronome, and we're going to choose to use the Barrier Break. One more down. Slow process of getting our cards, but it's just fun, you know? I like this. Alright, next turn, I can get rid of your Stadium and your Floatstone. Get those out of the way. We take some serious damage on this Marshadow, of course, but can't really help that. I should have put... I don't know why I didn't think to put Pokemon Center Lady in. I always put her in. What have I taken out for her, though? Maybe the Alima. Or the N. I don't know, something like that. Alright, but can the opponent get themselves down to 4 Pokeballs? 4 cards in hand. With the tool attached, they can do 120 to me. Which I will survive, of course. There's Decidueye. Do you play it, is the question. Do you have Judge again? Because you can't attack. You do have free retreat, though. Huh. So the only downside, I've already used the Peerless 100 Blows. Is that not affected by weakness resistance? No, it is. So I'm trying to think, did I use that to take down the Yon Mega Break before? I must have. I didn't want to use this, though. The whole idea of this third match was so I can see if I can use their GX move. I'm pretty sure I couldn't, though. I think the game is just designed that as soon as your GX marker is flipped, you can no longer use any GX attack in the game. Feather Arrow. Ow! Why? Lily. Alright, now I gotta play out 2 more cards. There's 1. We will still survive the Yon Mega Break, or the Yon Mega's attack with Assault Food. 120. Yeah, that's decent. Let's start to power up this Marshadow. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Floatstone and your Giant Plants, just because I don't like either of those. When I'm using them, they're great, but at this point, not so much. So let's go ahead and They just hit me with Assault Boom. What does that do exactly? 50... Nah, not enough for a knockout. Let's go for the Beatdown. I think so. Take that thing out at least. Okay, Plume Area. That's going to be helpful. Alright, so there's the Feather Arrow. We are still in play, though, thanks to our Fighting Fury Belt. Unless you have a Field Blower. Puzzle of Time, gonna drop 2 of those again? I think that's what that means when it lifts up and goes back down. We're playing 2. Could be getting back to Giant Plants, perhaps. Revitalizer and Judge. So they can evolve in this turn, of course, because Yanmega has been in play for a full tournament. So, if I use the Barrier Break, 100, 120, 130, still not quite enough for a knockout, but if I could get my last strong energy, or did I use them all? I don't think I did yet. There is still one more strong energy somewhere. Either it's a prize card, it might be in the deck somewhere, I could maybe get lucky and instruct to find it. If so, this second Marshadow can do the Watch and Learn and take this thing down. Oh, we will survive one more Feather Arrow. Leave my Clefairy alone! What are you doing? Wait, you give me the strong energy right now. I'll take it. Come on, come on. I got N though. Alright, that's painful. Oh, nice! They didn't use the attack that would have actually got me to get them a knockout. Clever play. Now, the problem is, poor Clefairy is going to get knocked out by the next Feather Arrow. I think both of our Fighting Fury Belts have already been made use of. Yes, they have, so I can't add more HP. Even if I could only add 40, and then 2 more Feather Arrows takes it out. So, it is last-ditch effort time. It's going to be a 3rd loss for the day. But, again, I don't care. This is a fun kind of idea. Alright, let's drop the Scorched Earth. There we go, take out that Giant Plants. Whatever good that's going to do us. Kind of want to end. It doesn't really matter, because if these 2 things go for the attack, then we're done anyway. Let's just play Skylight. Let's find ourselves... I don't know. Let's get Plume Area. Can't even make use of her. We use our supporter. Let's just throw an energy onto Marshadow and... let's just watch them learn. Let's just see what they did to us. Yeah, we do 60 back to them. Give yourself a tool, man! Anyway, Feather Arrow. Come on, do it. There you go. That's the knockout. That's the win. Couldn't get a single win with Marshadow-GX. But again, start of the video, I said there are competitive ways to do this. This is a fun way. It'd be more fun if I could actually get some wins with it. I shouldn't say more fun. It's still fun regardless. Let's take a look at our deck once again. Gloss over. Not really gloss over. What'd you call it? Reminisce, I guess, about everything that we've seen here today. Let's open up the deck right here. That is just a few examples of how you can use Marshadow-GX in some pretty crazy, unexpected ways. Metronome from Clefairy lets you use any of the active opposing Pokemon's attacks. You can also use, what is it, the Watch and Learn to copy back the attack that they just used against you. I know I'm going to be playing some more matches with this card or this deck offline. I'll probably get some wins then. Or even if I don't, it doesn't really matter. But watch it be that I start getting every single win afterwards without recording. But anyway, I gave you some ideas on how you can actually make this a competitive deck and some ideas how you can have fun with this. So if you enjoyed today's episode, folks, wait. Thanks for watching, first of all. If you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to drop a like down below. Leave me any suggestions on Marshadow-GX. How do you use it if you have it in your own game, either online or in the real cards? What kind of strategies do you have? Something maybe I couldn't think of. Like, there's so many things you can do. I love the versatility of cards like this and Mew-EX with Versatile for the ability. Just so many options available. It is just so fun. Anyway, I'm just kind of rambling about how cool this card could be. But there are a bunch of Pokémon-GX from the current expansion of Burning Shadows. Let's take a look at them right now. The not owned. We have, how did I get all those? Trading, right. I'm starting to try to get my collection built up. Anyway, we have Alolan Muck-GX. I do want to give a better shot of on the channel at one point. I just used it in the initial video that we had just last week. We got Charizard-GX with the Raging Out GX attack. Discard top 10 cards of the opposing deck. Darkrai-GX is going to be an interesting one to try out as well at some point. Gardevoir-GX. I have an idea for this one for next week, but if I can't get the cards, I'll have to wait and see what else I can get. I can try trading off some of the Marshadow that I picked up, though. Glaceon-GX, Po-GX. We have Lycanroc-GX. Weird it doesn't have a non-full art. We have Machamp-GX. Wait, is this because it was in the collection box and this is just a standard in-set release of it? Maybe. But yeah, Machamp-GX, we've got, there's Marshadow, we have Necrozma-GX, Noivern-GX, Salazzle-GX, Tapu Bulu-GX, Tapu Fini-GX, and that is it. So if you have any preferences for which GX Pokemon to use for next week, leave that in a comment down below. If you have any ideas for how the strategy for that Pokemon could work, feel free to leave that as a comment as well, and I'll see if I can kind of work that into whatever idea that I come up with. But, of course, if you want to see some more Pokemon TCG online videos, you can check the link in the description to the full playlist. And for more videos that I have done on the channel, check the links during the outro to some more videos like Pokemon Coliseum playthrough currently on the go, which I have to record in just a moment. We also got Pokemon Go videos on the go. Zapdos is currently seen in my area in Go, so I'm hoping to get some captures of, at least one capture of that legendary in Go, so stay tuned for that. Just all sorts of good Pokemon stuff on the channel. And if you don't want to miss a single upload, click my face during the outro to subscribe to the Professor Chaz channel. But with that, we are done. I'm going to now go off and I might play a few more matches before recording Coliseum. But that doesn't matter to you because you're going to see each video as it gets published. I'm starting to get tongue-tied again. It's time to take a break. Thanks again for watching. Professor Chaz is signing off, and as always, I'll catch you next time.